Category 5 storm in the Abaco Islands Sunday afternoon. It is the strongest hurricane in modern records for the area. The storm's maximum sustained winds have increased to 185 miles per hour, and forecasters say a life-threatening storm surge of up to 23 feet is possible there. CBS News weather producer David Parkinson has been tracking this storm. So, David, what do we know right now?
I mean, that 23-foot storm surge, to put that in perspective, that is beyond a two-story building.
Yeah.
Those are islands that are maybe 3 or 4 feet high. So that is as life-threatening and as dangerous as you get as a situation. And the fact that we have a storm at 185, which is pretty much in the top 5 for storms, period, in the Atlantic, Gulf, or Caribbean, that puts it in such rarefied air that the destructive power of this storm that we have right now is 4 times what it was yesterday. It is the equivalent of at least an EF4 tornado over an area for an extended period of time that could be a day or two. I mean, that's the problem, is if this storm, in fact, does not move, it is going to just keep pounding the same places. Usually a hurricane gets a move on and you're only in the eye wall for an hour or two. That's not the case. So if we take a look at the graphics that we have in terms of your actual eye wall, you can see it just crossed right over the center. There it is right there, right over Marsh Harbor. So they have a nice window where they're in the eye, and then they're just going to absolutely get smacked by the worst winds imaginable on this storm. So 185 mile an hour winds, that is the latest. It's still about 200 miles east of West Palm Beach, and it is moving west at 7. It needs to slow down at some point. That's the problem, because here's the deal. This wind field is going to get closer and closer to the Florida coast as you go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. How close it gets has everything to do with the track. So when we take a look at what that track looks like, the key thing that you're going to notice here is this is going to stay a Category 5 as it makes that pass very close to the U.S. The skinny red line is the center of the track. It is the area where, in order to minimize their error, they put it in. So that is not to say that is the best guess. Anywhere in the cone is possible, which means West Palm Beach is in the cone. Stewart is in the cone. Vero Beach is in the cone. So all of those places by no means can let their guard down. Even though the center line is offshore, they are very much in play for a landfall. Then it makes its track further north. And again, you can see eastern Florida is still very much in the cone by Wednesday morning, through Daytona, through Jacksonville. And then as we continue to move up towards Georgia and the Carolinas, all of those places are still very much in play for later on in the week.
So we see this cone. Based on what we know right now, how much of a threat is this to the U.S. mainland?
It is a very serious threat. There is a reason why we are
going on with no structure yet.
The storm moving slowly across the region.
Everyone, please pray for us, please. Please, my baby's only 4 months old. Please pray for us. My baby car seat.
The aftermath devastating.
We need help. Please, someone please come help us.
Some of the homes here vulnerable to the storm's relentless winds. Now, the wait to see what Dorian has left behind of parts of this island nation.
And Marcus Moore and his team are safe, but still riding out this monster storm. Communications are very difficult tonight, as you could see